Once upon a time, my closest friend asked me to be a witness at his wedding. Initially, I was hesitant because I'm not fond of formalities and ceremonies. However, he assured me that my only responsibility would be to keep an eye on him during the evening festivities, ensuring he didn't overindulge in happiness and embarrass himself in front of the bride's family. Reluctantly, I agreed. Little did I know that this decision would reward me with an extraordinary encounter. The enchanting witness I met that day was named Kejia. Throughout the evening, we sat together at a table, engaging in delightful conversations. We even shared a dance. Before parting ways, I managed to secure Kejia's phone number, leading to subsequent outings to the cinema, memorable dates, a proposal, a visit to the registry office, followed by the joyous arrival of our 2 sons, who are now 1 year old. Over the course of 15 years, Kejia and I have built a life together, sharing a deep bond that transcends time. If someone were to ask me about the epitome of an ideal relationship, I would undoubtedly describe our own. However, this perspective became my primary mistake. While I worked in the construction industry, Kejia pursued a career in human resources. She possessed a genuine passion for her job and dedicated significant time to professional development. She would organize various events for the employees and conduct training sessions, ensuring a positive work environment. I admired her ability to inspire people and make their jobs enjoyable. Astonishingly, Kejia recently developed her own training program focused on enhancing team relationships and increasing productivity. This led to invitations from other cities to conduct workshops. Supporting Kejia in her endeavors became a priority for our sons and me. Although our time together was limited, it would have been selfish of me to resent her for the lack of attention. She worked tirelessly and was drained by her demanding schedule. Unfortunately, one of her work trips coincided with her birthday. Not wanting to blame work for the inconvenience, Kejia selflessly decided to postpone the celebration. As I recollect it now, the scene unfolded with Kejia anxiously fidgeting near the door, her suitcase ready, containing her passport and tickets. In her bag, she packed her phone and charger. Addressing us, she declared, "Don't worry, I'll be back soon." With that, she swiftly shut the door, leaving the boys and me to hurriedly gather our belongings. We had decided a couple of days earlier that we would surprise Mom on her birthday by flying in to see her. The following morning, we woke up, called Kejia, and wished her a happy birthday, pretending as if nothing extraordinary was about to happen. We then made our way to the airport. After a few hours on the journey, we landed in the town where she was supposed to be. Surprisingly, it turned out to be a small town. Exiting the airport, we hailed a taxi and requested to be taken to the hotel where my wife was expected to stay. The cab driver eyed us suspiciously and informed us that there was no hotel in town by that name. An indignant response escaped my lips. "That can't be right. My wife specifically mentioned the hotel to me." The cab driver, clearly puzzled, admitted that he had never heard of such a hotel, despite having worked as a driver in the city for 17 years. He insisted that we provide the exact address or leave the cab. Feeling disheartened, we exited the taxi and headed back to the airport. Disbelief filled me as I exclaimed, "Is this truly happening? Does no one know about this hotel?" A fellow traveler approached me, suggesting that perhaps my wife had flown from another city. The ticket office employee questioned whether she might have departed from a different location. Anxiously, I replied, "No, she was supposed to fly from our city. There must be some mistake." Regrettably, the next return flight was scheduled in an hour, with the subsequent one 3 days away. I turned to the boys, realizing our surprise had unraveled. We had no choice but to contact my mother. Standing in an unfamiliar airport in a foreign city with my 2 children by my side, I attempted to reach Kejia. However, she did not answer her phone. Shortly thereafter, a text message appeared on my screen. "Busy." Indeed, it was evident that she was occupied. but I suppressed my emotions and concealed my inner turmoil. Clearly, something had gone awry. We hurriedly made our way back, fearing being stranded there for 3 days. As we retrieved our tickets, silence enveloped us throughout the journey. The boys, now old enough to understand the gravity of the situation, grasped that something was amiss. However, I refrained from speculating aloud, hoping that there would be a reasonable explanation for it all. We arrived home quite late. "All right," I sighed, "let's eat and head to bed. We won't mention a word of this to your grandmother. Let this unfortunate trip remain our secret." The boys obediently retired to bed, but sleep eluded me. Just then, Katya called. "Hi, I couldn't reach you earlier. Are you already asleep?" she asked. "Hi, yes, the boys are asleep, but I'm still awake," I replied. "Listen, Katya, do you recall where you are?" I inquired. "Where?" she questioned. "In Bristol, as I told you. I wanted to send flowers to your room, but I didn't know the address. I mentioned the hotel name, but they claimed to be unfamiliar with it and couldn't locate the address," she explained. Overwhelmed, I muttered, "Oh, Stas, what flowers? I have a flight back tomorrow evening. That's when I intended to present you with the bouquet. Don't invent stories. I'll come and wish you a happy birthday." With that, I bid her good night and hung up, my body trembling. If only I had known her flight schedule. I couldn't fathom such audacious lies for the sake of plausibility. The following night, my wife returned. We celebrated her birthday, gathering as a family for dinner. Katya acted as though nothing had transpired. Curiosity gnawed at me, and I began subtly probing about her trip. She answered each question with ease. However, there came a point where I could no longer bear it. "I can't take it anymore, Katya. I know the truth," I burst out. "The boys and I wanted to surprise you, and we were in that city yesterday. None of the flights or hotels you mentioned exist. Furthermore, several other business trips of yours had inconsistencies too. Just be honest," I pleaded. Katya averted her gaze, offering a vague apology. "Please, I beg you, I'm sorry. You're the best father to our children, the most caring husband. It's all my fault. I never intended to hurt you. I've been involved with another man for 2 years, but it doesn't mean anything serious. I even wanted to end it, but he threatened to reveal everything to you. Please forgive me," she implored. "Leave," I uttered. "Stas, where am I supposed to go in the middle of the night?" she queried. "That should have crossed your mind before. Go to that man of yours, even if he has a family. I don't care, I have a family too. Leave despite already being gone," I declared. The kids, understanding their mother's betrayal, chose to stay with me. They held her accountable for the betrayal that impacted not only me but our entire family. Recognizing that I couldn't force them to maintain contact with her, I understood the complexity of the situation. I hope that time will heal the wounds and restore balance to our lives, but for now, it remains an arduous journey.